Ever wondered how you can make a rainbow in a glass or a homemade lava lamp? Well, prepare to have your mind blown. Science isn't just about white lab coats and high-tech equipment, it's about discovery and curiosity, and it's all around us, even in our homes. Today, we will peek into the magical world of science through two fun, safe, and easy-to-do experiments: rainbow in a glass and homemade lava lamp. And the best part? You don't need a fancy lab or expensive tools. The materials for these experiments can be found in your kitchen or the nearest grocery store. Science is a wonder-filled playground, and these experiments will help you see it in a whole new light. They're not just fun activities, but doorways to understanding the amazing phenomena that govern our world. So, are you ready to infuse your day with a bit of science magic? Scene script. How about making your very own rainbow right in a glass? Isn't that an exciting thought? A rainbow, usually a play of light and water in the sky, right there in your glass. Let's dive into the magic of creating this colorful spectacle. First things first, we need to gather our ingredients. You'll need 5 cups of water, sugar, and food coloring in red, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Now the magic begins. Dissolve 1 spoonful of sugar in the first cup of water and add a few drops of red food coloring. Stir until the sugar is completely dissolved. This is your first layer. For the second layer, dissolve 2 spoonfuls of sugar in another cup of water and add the yellow food coloring. Stir until all the sugar is dissolved. Repeat this process, adding an additional spoon of sugar for each new layer, and using a different color each time. By the end, you'll have 5 cups of water, each with a different color and a different amount of sugar. Now comes the fun part. It's time to layer these colors in a clear glass to create our rainbow. Start with the purple solution, the one with the most sugar. Then, using a spoon turned upside down, pour the blue solution slowly over the back of the spoon. This will help the solutions layer rather than mix. Repeat this with the green, yellow, and finally, the red solution. What you'll see is a beautiful layered rainbow effect in the glass. But why does this happen? It's all about density. The water with the most sugar is the densest, so it sinks to the bottom. Each layer of water with less sugar is less dense, so it floats on top of the denser layers. And there you have it, a stunning display of color, all thanks to a little bit of sugar and some simple science. Voila! You have your very own rainbow in a glass. Isn't science amazing? But why does this rainbow stay so neatly in layers, you might ask? Well, it's all down to a nifty little thing called density. Imagine you're at a party. The popular kids, like sugar, want more space to themselves, so they spread out at the bottom of the glass. The less popular water molecules, they're okay with hanging out together, so they take up less space and float above the sugar. The sugar changes the density of the water. When we add a lot of sugar to the water, it becomes heavy and sinks to the bottom. The water with less sugar is lighter and stays on top. This is how we get those beautiful, distinct layers of our rainbow. It's a little like a magic trick, but instead of a magician's hat and a rabbit, we're using a glass, some water, and sugar. So the next time you see a rainbow, you'll know there's more to it than just colors. Now, who's up for creating a groovy lava lamp at home? I bet you didn't know you could make one of these psychedelic relics right in your kitchen. Well, strap in, because we're about to take a trip back to the 70s, no time machine required. Firstly, we need to gather our materials. You're going to need a clear glass, some vegetable oil, water, food coloring of your choice, and an effervescent tablet like Alka-Seltzer. Alright, let's get started. Fill up about 3/4 of your glass with vegetable oil. Next, pour water into the glass, leaving some space at the top. Notice how the oil and water don't mix? That's our first science lesson of the day. Oil is less dense than water, which means it floats on top. Now let's add some color to our homemade lava lamp. Squeeze a few drops of food coloring into the glass. The food coloring is water-based, so it'll pass through the oil and mix with the water at the bottom. Here comes the fun part. Take your effervescent tablet, break it into a couple of pieces and drop them into the glass. Watch as the colored water starts to fizz and bubble up through the oil, creating that classic lava lamp effect. This happens because the tablet reacts with the water to create gas bubbles. These bubbles attach to the colored water droplets, causing them to become less dense and float to the top. Once the gas bubbles pop at the surface, the colored water falls back down, and the cycle continues. So, what's happening here? It's all about density and solubility. The oil and water don't mix because of their different densities, and when the effervescent tablet reacts with the water, it creates gas bubbles that change the density of the colored water, causing it to move up and down in the oil. And there you have it, your very own lava lamp. Science really is everywhere, isn't it? But why do the colored bubbles float up and down like that, you ask? Well, it's all about two concepts: density and solubility. You see, density is the reason our colored water sinks to the bottom of the lamp. Water is denser than oil, meaning it has more stuff packed into the same space. When we add the effervescent tablet, it mixes with the water and creates gas bubbles. Now, these bubbles are less dense than the water and oil, so they float to the top. This is where solubility comes into play. The gas from the bubbles doesn't mix well with the oil, so it escapes into the air, causing the colored water to fall back down. This rise and fall create the mesmerizing motion we see in our homemade lava lamp. So every time you gaze at your homemade lava lamp, remember the cool science that makes it work. Now go ahead and impress your friends with these awesome science tricks.